The 1962 India-China struggle, also called the Sino-Indian War, changed into a massive struggle that took place among India and China over disputed border areas within the Himalayas. The conflict lasted for a month, from October 20th to November 21st, 1962, and led to a decisive Chinese victory. Whilst many aspects of the struggle are nicely documented, there are little lesser known and shocking information that provide deeper information of the struggle and its outcomes. Strategic miscalculations. One shocking truth approximately the war is the strategic miscalculations made through each India and China. China's decision to attack India caught the Indian authorities off defend, as they did now not expect such aggression. On the other hand, China's assumption that India could no longer put up substantial resistance proved to be a mistake. The preliminary Chinese advances have been met with robust Indian resistance in a few regions, main to an extended and more challenging struggle than China had predicted. India's navy unpreparedness. India's unpreparedness for the warfare is any other shocking revelation. The Indian military was sick prepared and lacked bloodless climate garb and materials for its troops deployed in the excessive altitude regions of the Himalayas. The communication infrastructure was poor, and the troops had been poorly acclimatized to the harsh terrain and climate conditions. These shortcomings seriously hampered India's capability to respond efficiently to the Chinese language offensive. The effect of the ahead coverage, the forward policy, followed by the Indian government, aimed to establish outposts in disputed areas to assert its territorial claims. However, it inadvertently brought about elevated tensions and confrontations with Chinese forces. This coverage turned into a contributing factor to the outbreak of the battle as it escalated the border dispute and provoked a response from China. Political turmoil in India. The battle occurred during a period of political turmoil in India. The United States of America began managing the aftermath of the 1962 Sino-Indian conflict, which positioned considerable stress on the ruling authorities. The High Minister on the time, Jawaharlal Nehru, faced extreme criticism for the army's unpreparedness and the authorities' coping with of the state of affairs. The war additionally had a profound effect on India's political panorama and caused introspection on its defense and overseas policy. China's use of mental war. All through the struggle, China employed psychological war techniques to demoralize Indian troops. The Chinese forces reportedly performed recordings of Indian ladies wailing and crying over loudspeakers to create a feel of depression amongst Indian soldiers. Those psychological methods aimed to weaken the remedy of the Indian troops and disrupt their morale. India's give up of Twang. One of the maximum contentious and surprising components of the battle changed into India's decision to withdraw its troops from Twang, a strategically sizable town within the Himalayas. Notwithstanding preliminary fulfillment in repelling Chinese advances within the location, India in the end determined to abandon Twang and take delivery of China's control over the city. This choice was a vast blow to India's status and sovereignty claims over the disputed territory. Chinese language withdrawal after victory. After reaching a decisive victory over Indian forces, China fantastically announced a unilateral ceasefire and began taking flight its troops from the captured territories. This withdrawal has been a subject of hypothesis and debate among historians, with a few suggesting that China's goal was to train India a lesson in preference to annexing the territory permanently. The impact on India-China relations. The 1962 battle had lengthy lasting implications for India-China family members. The war deepened mutual distrust and brought about a protracted duration of hostility among the two nations. Diplomatic members of the family were severed, and the border dispute remained unresolved. The struggle also cemented China's stance on its claims over the disputed territories, making future negotiations hard. Ancient narratives. The struggle's historiography is a point of competition between India and China, with both international locations presenting exclusive narratives of the battle. India portrays the conflict as an unprovoked aggression by means of China, whilst China keeps that India's forward coverage and military actions were the motive of the struggle. In end, the 1962 India-China struggle remains a pivotal occasion within the records of both international locations. The war becomes marked via strategic miscalculations, political turmoil, and army unpreparedness at the Indian aspect, and using mental conflict and surprising withdrawal through China. The battle's consequences hold to form the dynamics among the two nations and the unresolved border dispute, making it a vital bankruptcy within observe of worldwide relations in the region. Please like and share the video and subscribe my channel.